Hello everybody, hope you're all having a wonderful day, and after the sin I committed in my last video, I thought I should probably help someone for a change. So today we're covering how to make Minecraft run at a smooth FPS on virtually any machine. So you can finally play Minecraft on your school's computer or homework laptop or work laptop, I don't even know. Now, this is how I usually play Minecraft. It it might look a bit different. That's because on my recording software I have a saturator, and also I have a quite low render distance. But the thing that's probably making the most difference is the fact that I'm using Silder's basic shaders, which doesn't add any shadows or reflections. It just makes it so down here, as you can see, the water is wavy. It basically makes the colours a bit better. Also the trees wave. However, if you're on a PC that looks like this, probably will not look like, it will probably not work. So the first thing that you need to do is to download Optifine. This isn't essential, but it will really help, and it's the best thing you can do. So yeah, in case you don't know how to install Optifine or haven't already got it installed, here's the world's quickest explanation on how to install Optifine. Right, step 1, click the link in the description. Don't search Optifine and go to these websites. Trust me, do not do that. Are you doing that? Stop it. Because I come from experience. Sometimes those websites have downloaded bloatware and viruses onto my computer, which is not a good thing. And then you just want to go into the downloads page, download the latest version, open up Minecraft Java, not Bedrock. Bedrock isn't good. Also, you shouldn't really be watching this video if you're on Bedrock, because Bedrock you performs amazingly anyway. And then just open up Minecraft Java, most recent version of Minecraft, hit play. Then you have Optifine in your downloads, extract any files that need to be extracted, and then double-click the .jar file. If the jar file comes up with a message saying how do you want to open that, that's because you haven't installed Java. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes stuff is just installed on your computer. Just install Java. I'm not going to show you how to install Java now, but it's probably a good idea to have that installed. Then once you've done that, open up Minecraft, and then you should have Optifine installed onto your PC, and you're all good to go. So yeah, once you've got Optifine installed, as I say, I've got my shaders on, but first thing you want to do is you want to go into Options, Video Settings, Shaders. This won't come up if you haven't got Optifine installed, but if you don't have it installed, just skip to the timestamp on screen now, or not on screen, just watch the video, or install Optifine. Anyway, no ranting. Yours will probably not look like mine because I have got Forge and some shaders installed. But like all this stuff down here, it won't be there. What you need to go is you need to switch it to internal, and that basically means Optifine has control of your Minecraft rendering software and stuff. It's quite complicated. And the first tip I'm going to give you is to go over to render quality, and depending on how good a PC you have, will be how low you want to take it. Render quality is 1. I do believe that's default. But by clicking, it increases, and if you want it to be quite low, same for shadow quality. Just take as low as possible. Well, as low until you can, until you get your frame rate to be good. And instantly, we've made some changes for default Minecraft. It looks a bit like you're crying or you're playing an old-fashioned retro arcade game. But this will significantly improve your frame rate. I do believe it will. But also, if you're running shaders, just click, instead of clicking internal, click your shader that you have installed. I won't tell you how to install them. If you have shaders, you probably already have them installed. Just click that, and changing the render quality will also affect the way stuff, it'll also work, and it'll really work with shaders. It'll boost your frame rate right up. like I have VSync on right now, but if I were to take VSync off and potentially kill my computer, you can see we're getting a much higher frame rate than we were earlier, but I've only got a 60 hertz monitor and I'm recording, so it's probably a good idea to keep VSync on, for me anyway, but probably for you if you've got a high refresh rate monitor. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it, just keep a cap at 60 frames per second or keep VSync on. By the way, if you want to do that, you can do that. Anyway, okay, the second thing that you can do to make Minecraft run better is adjust the render distance. By default, I believe the render distance is like 12 chunks. It's really killing my computer now. It basically means you can see quite far. But we don't need to do that, and what you can do is go to option video settings where it says render distance. This works if you haven't got Optifine. You can just take that all the way down to like 8 to 6 is good, but I like to go for 5 when I'm recording. Just makes the recording not glitchy and jaggedy. Actually, for now, I'm gonna just increase the render quality to 0.9, which is what I like, especially when having shaders. Okay, the second thing that we need to do, well, if right now your Minecraft isn't running at a smooth frame rate, if you're still at 10 FPS or 15, up to 18, I think that's just playable, but that's still not ideal. Not up to 18, 18 and over is playable, but it's not ideal. So if you're running, if you still want extra frames, basically, if you don't know what frame rate is, it's the amount of frames that go across your screen, because video's rendered in frames, and like if you have a low frame rate, it looks something like it doesn't look good. Is my point. So yeah. And another tip I have for you is if you go to video settings, there'll be a dynamic lights. You either want it off or fast. Fancy, it just doesn't work. And graphics, you either want fast, fancy. Yeah, fast or fancy. Fast, you want it on fast because that'll work. Also, smooth lighting. Don't want it on maximum like me. You want it either off or minimum. This just makes the lighting a bit more blocky, but it's a blocky video game. And smooth lighting level, it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, next tip. Anyway, as I was saying, the next thing, if you want to make Minecraft run better, you want to go into... This will only work... Another thing that will only work with Optifine. You want to go into animations, and you can toggle the animations individual. And you can change the particles, and you can just click all off, which basically means that if you go into here, the water isn't moving at all, and if you have a torch, there's no smoke. If you have a campfire, that works with smoke. Anyway, my point is it just makes less particles, which really help with your frame rate. So yeah, if we go back and turn off VSync, you can see that it's also helping extremely with it. But what if you want to see some of those particles, which most people do? You can toggle them. One that I like to have on is terrain animated, and then you want I like to have portal animated off. Water is the one that looks not awful when you have that on. Also, if you turn on lava. Flame is also good, and I like those settings. Basically, is what I'm saying. Anyway, need to turn back on VSync now. Also, another thing that will help is going if this is again only with Optifine. But I do believe without Optifine, it'll just say, if you go into animations, you'll just have that. If you want that on minimal, that's good. You have the quality, which, just turn, if you hover over it, it says, no random entities faster. Whatever text, setting you want, off default grass size texture fastest. You want everything to be on fastest. You'll make a difference. I'm not going to explain individually what everything does, but it'll make a big difference. So yeah, and the third is it? I don't know. Whatever there's numbers on screen, and the final tip, is change your resolution. For me, for some reason, it decides not to work. But here, usually, if you have a normal people's computers, it doesn't like to totally take a noof on you. That'll change the resolution. It hasn't done for me. But a quick workaround for that, if it doesn't work for you, is if you go into this screen and go into installations and create a new one. The current one's Forge, but you'll probably want Optifine if you've installed it, or latest released. You can take the resolution and you can change it manually here. I think it works better if you haven't got Optifine installed, but I'm not sure. You'll notice a difference, but for most people, I think you can type it in. 1280 by 720 is good, but if you want the best, you want 1920 by 1080, aka 1080p. But if you know stuff about resolution, it will be fine. Anyway, and a quick bonus tip, if you really can't get it to run, is using a low resolution resource pack. Basically, what it is, it's a texture pack. You can Google how to install those, and you're going to, and basically, if you have them enabled, what they do is Minecraft's textures are 16 by 16 pixels, which the more pixels something has, the longer it takes to render and the lower the FPS. So what these texture packs do is they just make it, instead of 16 by 16, 8 by 8 or 4 by 4, which basically ends up with this. And for some reason it makes everything look a lot smaller, and it looks kind of cute. It also looks kind of weird. But it should really help with the performance. Well, by really help I mean it will at least help a bit if you really can't get it to run. But some people might not want to do this because it really affects the way the game looks. And I perfectly understand that. So yeah, to finish off the video, I'm gonna turn back on my personal settings, which is that enhanced. What is it called? Not enhanced default. Enhanced default is a good shader if you have a potato PC, but not too potato. Anyway, well, still does basic. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that back on so we have the wavy boy trees and stuff. Also, quick note: you might notice that my frame rate's quite bad. That's because I'm recording, and sometimes it might be my fault. I don't know. It bugs out a bit, and if I don't have VSync on, which sacrifices my frame rate, it tends to have incredibly choppy and slightly freezy video recordings. So yeah, anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a good, wonderful day. If you're not having a wonderful day, I hope this video made your day a wonderful day. And if you are having a wonderful day, I hope this video extended the wonderfulness of your day, and I'll see you all later. Also, I want to mention the thumbnail wasn't clickbait. I had a command block that spawns loads of entities on Inner World and a taxing blend to render in the background when I did the bad FPS part, and then I just applied some of the tricks I showed you to do the good FPS part. Thanks. Bye.